like, look here to the chat.
What doing, y'all? This your girl, such a craziness. I'm coming to you, and you with another Word on the Street segment. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video as well. Let's hype your girl up. You know, you get 3 chances each week. Let me be one of them. So Porsha Williams, she did a live yesterday, honey, and the tea was piping hot. You know, she was promoting it last week, and you know, I got my seat. I was definitely sat at the table to watch what she was giving. It was really a good live. I really enjoyed it. If she come back with another TikTok live, I will be there front and center on my phone. So while she's out here selling her bundles of go naked hair wigs, headband wigs, all that good stuff, as well as her Pampered by Porsha, she also had Cynthia on there, and they was talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta stuff. And so Porsha, she decides she wants to give the full explanation of what led her to get her lick back when she spoke on how Kelli was out here sleeping with a married man.
Let's rewind. Let's rewind.
So if y'all watched last Sunday's episode from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha and Kelli, they had to sit down in front of K. Michelle. Now, Porsha tells Kelli that she's been coming at her ever since she became closer to Shamea, and Kelli doesn't see it that way. Regardless, Porsha confronts Kelli for saying she needs to stop trying to sleep with people's husbands during the last season's after show.
So my question was, why did she take that woman's husband?
Porsha says Kelli should stop coming for her when she was told that Kelli allegedly slept with a married man herself. Kelli denies sleeping with a married man. In response, Porsha claims one of Dennis' friends told her that Kelli allegedly slept with one of his married friends. The married man allegedly told him this.
I've never slept with a married man.
You never slept with a married man.
No, I have not.
You absolutely did.
When it comes to Kelli, if me and her gonna really have a friendship, let's just clear this up real
Have the
quick.
conversation.
When let's have that lick back. I'm just gonna have lick you back. Because for me, you know, I grew up, there's my sister right here.
Right.
Okay? I have another brother, Brenton. I have another brother, Jose.
Right.
Lauren, when we used to end any argument, if you hit me, parents will say, get your lick back.
Get your lick
and
back.
once you get the lick back, you're done.
Then you're good.
We even. I said, if me being, you know, highly communicative with her, me trying to really talk to her as a grown woman ain't working, let me take it to lick back.
Right.
Okay? So
And you almost realize, actually, when someone says something about you in this friend circle, it's not when you go get your lick back. No, it's not if you go get it back, it's when. You know what I mean? And sometimes you want to sit down a little bit.
Right.
And then when the right time comes, you be like, let me go and get it back right now.
And it's so
So
funny.
you kind of expect, you just don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, and what's so funny was I didn't realize, and again, thank everybody for who's just joined. I know this is getting juicy, but I want to thank y'all. When it comes to the right time for the lick back, I didn't know when it was gonna be. But I was just
So when you went
let me
to
tell you-
that, when you went to, what was it called, Dirty Tea?
Yeah, Dirty Tea.
Okay, and it was properly named.
That was actually a good name for that scene, wasn't it?
When I said it was good and dirty
It was
tea,
good and dirty tea.
Listen, so you didn't know, and that when you went to have tea with them, that you were going to address it at that time.
I knew I was going to
see
address
how I was going to play it. Oh, you did.
I knew I would address it with her at some point.
Okay.
I didn't know that at that moment I would do it quick. And to be honest with you, I didn't know that I would even have that information. I was literally standing in my kitchen.
So it fell into your lap.
I was standing, I'm gonna tell you the story, because with the editing and how long it took me to tell her, it took a long time to tell her at tea time because she's loud. She kept interrupting me. So she was, you know. So anyway, I was in my kitchen.
Okay.
And I was hanging out with a friend.
Okay.
This particular friend, shout out to Claudia Jordan. I know she's gonna love this shout out. But shout out to Claudia.
Shout out to Claudia.
Shout out to Claudia. She just shout out to Claudia Jordan. She just said the other day that Kelli and I have someone in common that we dated.
There's a guy that I know that both Porsha and Kelli know.
Which is true.
She did say that.
Which is true. There is someone that she and I dated.
Okay.
But this person I dated a while ago, and we're now just friends.
Okay.
But her and him, I don't know the relationship status, but apparently, you know, they had.
But they dated as well.
They dated as well. Let's say
Got it.
I guess what it is, I didn't know, but it is what it is. So
what if I just say it's giving Atlanta?
it's giving Atlanta.
It's giving Atlanta.
It's a small world in
It's
Atlanta.
giving Atlanta.
It's a small world. So that was true what Claudia said. She knows exactly who I'm talking about.
Come on, Claudia,
because
with
she's
the
also
truth.
she's also really close to this person too.
Okay, so she knows.
So she knows. It's true.
Okay.
So we were standing in the kitchen. We were cooking out, fixing stuff or whatever. And he got a text message. And I said, he didn't say nothing to me. So he read a text message and he changed energy. And I said, oh, okay. So he said, look at this.
Okay, well, if that comes with a receipt, so let's see the receipt.
And so he showed me, and this is why I say I'm the receipt. He showed me in his phone the text messages as they were coming in. So I don't need to have anybody, it's not third party. I myself, it's not like he told me, he paraphrased. I read them out of his phone myself.
As they were coming in.
As they were coming in.
Bubbles loading.
They were
and all that.
loading.
You're like, okay.
So the first message was, I just effed Kelli, right? I know this is TikTok Live. This is adult TikTok Live. I just this, right? So I was like, what? I said, why did he tell you that? So apparently, he told him that.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would he tell him that?
Because they're friends.
Oh.
And he told me because he was kind of in his feelings. So it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to tell you because this.
Because he dated her as well.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And at the time, I wasn't fully aware of that. But now when I look back, I'm like, oh, that's why yeah. So anyway, he said. It's complicated.
Woo.
So he said, I just intimate with Kelli. And so I said, okay. So then I'm like, okay, so I'm reading. So then he says, she mentioned that she's on the phone with Porsha. So they done finished whatever they did. She's in the bed. He done went into the bathroom talking and, texting or whatever and said, she mentioned Porsha. And so I thought to myself.
But why?
I said to him, why would she mention me? And he said, well, she said something about Dennis. And so I said, huh? So then I thought about it. BET Awards was after the reunion. Remember the reunion?
Yeah.
So remember at the reunion, Dennis came to the reunion. And Dennis and Kelli kind of had a back and forth about her saying that he was trying to hit her up, and she asked him, like, what's going on? Remember they had that back and forth?
Yeah.
Where kind of it seemed like they had kind of talked or something?
Right.
So she was apparently gossiping on the phone about that to this person she was on the phone with. Ooh. And so she said my name just to throw him off. Because, of course, he would be thinking, why are you mentioning Dennis? Whatever. So, anyway, I'm like, well, that's damn weird. Why would she say my name? Again, I thought about, oh, damn, this is after reunion. She's talking to someone about the situation that happened at reunion. Okay. So she's there at BET Awards with Shamea, but Shamea wasn't there in the room, of course, nothing like that.
Well, I hope not.
No, she wasn't. So anyway, he continues with the text messages. So he asked, I said, we need to be sure. I said, so ask him, why he said, oh, well, we met on the plane. And I said, what? So I said, well, ask him, like, what happened? He said, we was on the plane, we met, we was drinking. And, she told him the room, and they went and, did adult things. But he's married. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, now I know damn well this sound box ain't been screaming that I'm sleeping with a married man, and she is in the bed at a hotel room with this married man.
And so they're texting you.
Yeah, and they're texting him, and I'm reading it live. I'm reading it.
Lord.
So I said, oh my God. So I said, I'm just gonna hold it. I said, I didn't tell nobody. I kept it to myself. He was like, well, if you want it, you can say it if you want. And I was like, I don't know. I see how the season goes. I see if she has, what.
That's called, in housewife world, keeping one in the chamber.
Keep it one.
And just keeping it until you're ready to fire it.
Yes, that is keeping one in the chamber. So that's why it sounded confusing on the show. Because you see how long it takes to explain that. A scene is only a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And of course she's talking over me. They couldn't get it. So that's why I had to rehash it to the producer in my confessional. Exactly.
Because context is everything.
Context is everything.
And we have no control of anything.
No.
So we could have that conversation could have been 20 minutes, and what you guys will see is like maybe 2 or 3 minutes
2
of
or 3
it,
minutes.
at best.
So it's going to be choppy.
Yeah.
So all she did to confuse the situation was say, why would I be talking about Porsha and Dennis? Why haven't Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that you did. I said that it was a conversation.
I actually said in my confessional too. I was like,
Right.
why would they be talking about the last thing somebody's having a married man is talking about Porsha and Dennis. They should be talking about the wife.
The wife. Exactly. But yeah, so anyway, it was crazy, and I could say more, but I'll say more later.
But you will not right now.
I will not.
We'll be selling these wigs tonight. I feel like you and Kelli can be friends.
I think so too.
I really do. Like, it's not one situation. Like, it ain't gonna never happen. Like, I really see the connection. You guys do have a lot of things in common. Like, I feel like you guys are going to be fun, and that's what I really hope happens.
Well,
y'all gotta watch the season.
Well, yes, watch the season. There's a lot that happens, and there's a lot being said within the season that lend to truth, I'll say. But I will say this.
Y'all have some ups and downs.
Yeah, we have some ups and downs. And you'll be able to see where we land. But I will say this, at the end of the day, the only reason why I am going into detail about how that was done, I wanted to give detail to it.
So we can understand.
And because she also did a message online basically saying I was lying. So I don't want to be called that. So but I'm not going to go too far. We'll deal with that later. But as of right now, I'm basically okay with her. This is me explaining something that happened almost a year ago.
No, I don't even know you. You're a perfect stranger.
You've spoken on me.
I spoke on you. You're a perfect stranger.